You can't have a solid wheel without at least three, or a table without three legs. Same principle. The three key ones are your faith, your family, and your finances.
Faith, family, finance.
Yeah, those three are the key ones.
Wow, this is a new episode of Utah Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Peter Anthony. Please like, subscribe. Most importantly, it's time to start sharing. We want to spotlight not only people, but businesses here in Utah that are making impact, that desire to make a bigger impact, and are doing really cool things in our communities. That is why we have this really cool podcast. We want you to share it with your friends and give some love and put some air in the sails of my favorite businesses and yours too. Today, I'm sitting here with, I don't even know which hat to say that my friend Jeff wears, because he wears many. But today, we're going to talk about two things. The first group of things, I'd love to learn more, because I think your Zenith Mastermind is perhaps one of the more popular masterminds in the state. And it is definitely the most impactful mastermind for couples. It might be the only couples in the state. But I want to learn more. What was your inspiration about Zenith? What can people expect? And we'll just go through that one by one. But give us a quick outline. What is the Zenith Mastermind, and why should I care?
Well, Peter, the first thing I would say is, what is a mastermind? I have people ask me that when I say, you should come to my Zenith Mastermind. And they'll say, what's a mastermind? And I say, well, you've probably seen Tony Robbins. That's like the big mastermind. Yeah. But a mastermind's a group of individuals that get together and they bring in some very smart people and they share ideas along with you. And so you want to be in a room with other smart people you can learn from. Well, the impetus of Zenith was the number one question I get asked by people that know my family is, how did you raise these 6 kids that are so incredible?
And they're incredible.
And, I'm almost embarrassed when they say it, but, they're all out there they've started their own companies. They're all doing well. They're all happily married. They've got great families. And they go, how did you do that? Because for people that knew me, I sold a company in 96 to ADP, and that gave me some wealth. And so I actually bought the old Walker Mansion in Holiday and raised my kids there for 23 years. So if you drove into that home, you go, wow, this family lives in opulence, right? And yet my kids are really grounded. They go, how did you do it? And I said, well, in 1992, I was reading a book on organizing the company for success. And it was all about creating a mission statement with your supporting values. And I had this strong feeling I need to do this with my own family.
So the book you read inspired you to take a business application, but apply it to actually apply that idea, even just if it's a mission statement, like what's the mission of our family?
Exactly.
Really, that's beyond ingenious, because I think families should have a mission statement. It creates clarity. If it creates clarity for a business, why wouldn't it create clarity for a family? Those are the little things that you learn in Zenith that are so amazing. It's one of my favorite places to go. What became the mission statement of your family?
So our family mission statement was that our home would be a place of refuge and renewal, where love would be shared and gospel principles would be observed. And so it was a gospel-centric home is what we wanted. And so that's what we built. So our kids knew that was important to us. And I'd say no matter where we go, on Sundays, we try to go to church. We don't take a vacation from God because we don't want him to take a vacation from us.
Oh, another incredible nugget. You always do this to me. That's powerful. And I love it. I've never heard that mission statement for your family before. It's huge. So this inspired you at some point when people keep asking you these questions, like, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you do it? Eventually, you came up with Zenith. Tell me about that.
Well, in 92, when I was reading that book, it the inspiration came, I need to do this for my family. So I spent 3 days going back and forth between this book, talking about how to structure things, and the scriptures, and looking for true inspiration on what I should do. And I came up with 5 areas that I felt like we needed to have family goals that were clear and understood. And so I wrote all those down. I went home, shared them with my wife, Nancy, and she's an implementer. She bought off. She loved it. She loves structure. She was a junior high school teacher. So she's really good at continuity and structure. And so we did it. We implemented it. And we lived it very faithfully for the next, while the kids grew up. And so when I realized, back in 2019, I started watching how many young couples were getting divorced that were my kids' age.
Yeah, scary.
And then I saw a lot of them leaving the faith and a lot of them living above their means, beyond their means. And so I thought, you know what? They need the model that I built for my family. So we named it Zenith, which is hitting the very best of what you do. Your zenith is your best. So I came up and just restructured all those things in a format to go teach other couples how we did it.
That's excellent. What's the format?
The format is we meet every other month. We have a speaker series. We furnish dinner, a catered dinner, speaker every other month. And then we have 3 events that are for members only. Membership is nominal, $299 a year, and $199 for your spouse if you want them involved. And we have a pool party. We have a movie night for families where we rent a theater and see a great movie. And then we have a Friendsgiving event just before Thanksgiving with a full Thanksgiving dinner and either go to a show or have a talent show.
Super.
So it really becomes a tribe, a real family. And it's different than your neighborhood, different than people you go to church with. You get so connected with these people because you do so many things together. They become your best friends and they help you in whatever you need.
I love that. And so that's how Zenith is implemented. My question really was designed around there. You have a proprietary idea that you teach.
Right.
And I want to break into that a little bit because those are the principles which every meeting hits upon at least 1 or 2 of those.
Right.
Share that.
Well, it's called the balance wheel. So
The balance wheel.
The balance wheel. It's the 6 areas of your life you should work on and keep in balance to have joy in your journey. And that's our mission statement is creating balance in your life so you have joy in life's journey.
And what are the components of the balance wheel?
Okay, the 3 primary ones, you can't have a solid wheel without at least 3 or a table without 3 legs. Same principle. The 3 key ones are your faith, your family, and your finances.
Faith, family, finance.
Yeah, those 3 are the key ones. If you don't have any faith, you don't really have much meaning in your life, a reason you're even living.
Sure.
And if your family's broken, either your marriage or you're having estranged children, you're not very happy. And if you're living above your means, your soul is mortgaged to the world. You can't be really happy.
Mortgage to the world.
So
powerful.
those are the 3 key ones. The other 3 subsequent ones are fitness. So your health. If you don't have health, you're not fit, you're not happy. Next one, fun. If you aren't enjoying the things you're doing, why are you doing it? And the third one is fulfillment, which is really philanthropy. What are you giving back? Because when you serve others, you're happiest.
So those 6 components, 3 primary, 3 secondary, that's how you built that's the idea you used to build around your businesses as well as then building around your family that's allowed your family to have so much success.
Right. And I would say the consistency, I tell people this little story. Now we're empty nesters. My wife was kind of sad all the time because I'm gone a lot. And her mom lived with us for 15 years, but passed away a couple of years ago. And so when her mom was always there with her, she was really happy. Now she's home alone a lot, right? My kids said, get her a dog. She didn't want a dog, but we got her a dog. And that dog is the most perfect little dog you've ever seen. He does everything you tell him. People go, how did you get this perfect dog? And I said, same way she got such good kids. She is consistent. You don't say to kids, don't eat on the couch and then let you eat on the couch. You don't do that. Or with a dog, you don't say we're not going to feed it at the table and then sometimes feed it at the table because now it's confused. It doesn't know whether you feed it. Same with kids. So consistency is the key.
And it's the same with our minds, right? We have to consistently be engaged in those practices which help us move forward. So I would imagine there's consistent engagement in finance, right? You've got to be consistent in finance. You've got to be consistent in your faith. You've got to be consistent with your family. You've got to be consistent with your fitness. You should be consistent with your fun.
Yeah.
What a terrible life if you're not planning fun things.
Right.
I know you're always planning cool things. Your life is filled with fun. And those are the things when we've experienced Zenith and been at the events, those are the things that make those events different. And the reason that I wanted to share all these things about Zenith is I think every family needs their own mastermind. Most masterminds are designed for business owners. So if your wife owns a business, she'll have a series of masterminds that are good for her. But they pull her out of the household, or they pull the male out of the household. And so if you have two business owners where you're being pulled in different directions, which kind of stresses the family. Yours brings them together and allows them to find their equilibrium together, where they might go off and, talk to, so if there's an active business owner, they're going to find some business owners. There's active parents, you're going to find parenting advice. There's a tremendous amount of financial wisdom, not just financial advice, because no one's talking about financial advice, but they're giving you ridiculously high levels of financial wisdom. Here's how to set up your family trusts, or here's even having a family trust, or have these things that are really important to family. And that's what I think makes Zenith so different.
Yeah. I think most women don't like to go to networking events with their husbands, or vice versa. If it's a wife that's in business, the husband kind of feels like he's being drug along, right? And they're out networking and the spouse is sitting there at the table alone. So my wife does not like going to those kinds of functions with me because she said, you didn't talk to me the whole night. And I said, well, I'm there to network. It's not really just a date night. And so this is one where the wives come and they love it because they're with other wives, and same with husbands that are helping raise kids. They're learning a ton while they're there. But I want to clarify one thing. It's not just for married couples. 30% of those that come are either single or have been married before. So they're going through either blended families or being a single parent raising kids. And so as we go around the roundtables, everybody finds their weak place on the wheel. What's my weak place? Because we have a questionnaire and you fill it out and it will plot where you are on each area of the wheel. And so you can draw a line between each of those points and see where your flat tire is. Where am I low? Am I low in faith? Am I low in financial management, financial prowess? And you find out where you're low. And then when you go around on the table activities we have, you have a few minutes to go through what your biggest challenge is. And everybody goes around and shares ideas. And everybody's there to help each other. It's a place of non-judgment. And people love it. So I encourage everybody to come try it.
Well, I think the feedback's been amazing. I think Zenith is it's one of the coolest masterminds I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot, and I've designed a lot. I love the outcome. You feel like it's a group of friends, and the barrier to entry, is so nominal. So we're very grateful to you for doing that, right? Because you could add 2 zeros to it and people would still pay it.
Yeah. I wanted to make it affordable, that money's not an issue to stop somebody from personal growth, but it's just enough to cover the room rentals or the catered meals, right? And so it doesn't even break even, but my goal is to help others get to a new level in their life. So that's why I love it. The other thing we do is a once a year retreat. The upcoming one is March 8th through 13th in Dominican Republic. It's $2,500 for a person, $5,000 for a couple, plus your airfare, and everything's included. And you have mastermind sessions in the morning, evenings, during the day. We go to fun activities together. So you really get bonded. By the end, you are family with everybody. Yes.
Right. And you do really cool activities at every event, and they're really well planned out. They're a ridiculous amount of fun, and the way you've broken it up and and just syntax the events. It's really, really impactful. And we've sent a tremendous amount of people to you. And every piece of feedback's always been amazing. My friends that are couples are amazing. I've seen them grow as couples where there might have been a little disheveled, or grow within their faith. Several of my friends really, so they've joined Bible studies, and they're really digging into their faith and their marriage, and it's been cool. And then there's people who've made financial decisions that have gone from struggling to millions.
Yeah.
It's really incredible because it aligns you.
Right.
And that balance wheel is perhaps the most powerful tool any family can use, or any human being. So I'm really pretty blown away.
Well, thanks to you, Peter, for recommending some of our key speakers we've had. Some of our best speakers have been people you've known. You go, ooh, this is a person that's really good in that area of the wheel. You need to get them in. And so we invite those kind of people to come speak and share. And everyone comes away with ideas that can make their life better.
I love it. Well, and how can they find you?
ZenithMastermind.com.
ZenithMastermind.com. Jump on. There's a schedule in the back. Come to some of those events. It will absolutely change your life. It'll change your family's destiny. We love it. This is the Utah Business Spotlight. I'm with Jeffrey Flamm. Thank you so much. The Zenith Mastermind. You guys got to go. This is so cool. Make it a must.